Welcome everybody, tractorchute's back, and it's time for a double bronzing. This is Fail Thursday, Fail Me Thursday, and this is what I think I'm going to do for every Fail Me Thursday. It should be a good one. This is my second game of the night. It's going to be the first game of the night for you because I casted one blindly thinking it was a fail and ended up being a win. You asshole that sent it didn't tell me it was a win or a loss, but either way, I'm going to cast a couple fails tonight. I'm going to be very busy tomorrow, but I'm going to get Challenge Fridays all up there. It should be a very good one. I actually have quite a few submissions for it, so I believe there will probably be another 3 to 4 videos tomorrow as well, depending on how good this goes. So let's get this baby going. I'm hoping this one's a fail because I need something to put up tonight. Here we go in the upper right-hand corner. It is SolidGold playing as the red Zerg. I like it, and these guys are promising not to rush each other. That is fairly funny. SolidGold will be playing as the red Zerg. In the bottom left-hand corner, it is my favorite breakfast. The man that's fed me for weeks now. Hashbrowns will be playing as the blue Zerg there, and they're both agreeing no rush. So this is a challenge, and I'm thinking it's a fail, but I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, then you're not going to see this until Friday. But either way, it is going to be called Fail Me Thursday. Let's get this baby going. It is a double bronzing, as I mentioned earlier, so both these guys are bronze level, which I like to see here. Makes it for a very interesting build. And we do have 31 to 17 for 8 p.m. So that tells you right there these guys are shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, that basically tells you these guys aren't crazy on the keyboard, and these are your average everyday players. If we take a look at our production tab here, you are going to see the spawning pool go down here. We are at about the 2-minute 19 mark, so it is about an 8 pool, so nothing special coming out of there. And down the other end, we're going to hatch first for Hashbrowns. Fairly interesting type build here. Obviously, he's going to be tied down to using infestors or his vipers here. These guys are going to be the hardest. If anybody can submit a Zerg submission for Challenge Friday and get a win, I'm going to be damn impressed because I think it's going to be very hard. Although infestors are deadly in big groups, they're not all that deadly when they're by themselves, and all they have is vipers for support. Spawning pool is going to finish up here. I got a good feeling this guy's going to build some dogs here and maybe do a little bit of cheese and lie about what he was doing. Oh, maybe not. He does actually go with the 3 drones there. I would have to imagine Queen's going to come on as well, so very well done there. Does have the Overlord over top of the ramp here. Overlord does fly over 4 Hashbrowns here. So Hashbrowns doing all the scouting. SolidGold at the same time. He does my favorite bronze level move. Get those damn Overlords out of the way and put them in the back corner of the map. Don't use them for what they're used for, but he is using the one there to scout, so not too bad. Not overly bad play by him so far here. And when we finally do have the spawning pool going down with the double extractor, which is very smart. You will need a lot of gas for this build here. So he will get that going for himself there. Does get some more Overlords out. None of these guys looking to get supply block early. And these guys are both keeping to their word, which is what I like to see. Does put a Spore Crawler in the back of base. Very smart. So he's basically believing what his opponent said. It has 3 Spore Crawlers. So really doesn't want to get any sort of harassment in the back end there. Any harassment in the back end. That sounds funny. Alright, either way, so basically they're very trustworthy of each other. Assuming none of them are going to rush, they're both believing each other, and they're not setting themselves up for a rush. So, and it is kind of nice to see 2 men of their word, keeping their honesty here. I do know a lot of time in Bronze League, people are assholes, and they'll say stupid shit, and they'll do the opposite. I've seen it many times. Either way, we have 4 Spore Cars. Wowzer, is he ever going heavy? He really doesn't want to see any sort of air unit come in the back of his base, that's for darn sure. More drones coming out, so still not building any offensive units, but then at the same time, neither is Hashbrowns. So very interesting the fact that both of these guys are sticking to their word. And he actually does have a layer coming out, it does look like here. So very well done there. It does make it fairly interesting. Not really, I guess he does have to build up to layers, so I guess that's kind of a stupid comment. But either way, he's going to get that out there so he can get these infestors out as quickly as he can. Of course, all he will need is layer technology. Then he can go right into infestors. And you probably build that out and you get those infestors burrowing into bases and stuff like that. I think Zerg is not impossible to do this build at, especially if you play against nice players like SolidGold. Wow. He's going to sit back there. He does have the detection to see, though, if they do happen to move in there and do elect to go into the mineral line. I know I've been decimated by burrowing Zergs before. Like I say, I'm your average everyday player, too, and I've had them burrow in the back of my base and massacred me like I was the worst player in the world. Either way, he does send all these Overlords up here, which I do find fairly entertaining when players do that as Zerg. Realistically, you want to basically spread them out all over the map, give yourself some vision. They are only $100, so they are kind of expendable. You also might want to start doing some creep spread, which neither one of these guys are doing here. So that's what I like to see. And now he's moving out. Possibly. We're at the 8-minute mark, so he has kept his word. This definitely isn't no sort of cheese. At the same time, if you're going to be doing this infestor build, I'm going to recommend some spine crawlers. You're going to need them because you're not going to be able to get any other any other offensive unit out. So you're really going to want to massacre up good walls of spine crawlers there if you can do so. Let's see what he's choosing to do. He's actually going to do some creep spreads. So SolidGold does know what that is. We do have the second expansion coming out for Hashbrowns here, so very smart there. Do have another Overlord over here. They're both hanging out, saying what's going on. Just going to move my stinky ass way over here as I'm breathing out all this shit. Here we go. Dude does build up that third hatchery there, so very, very smart there. And now Dawes is going to move up. But at this point in time, he's got no spine crawlers, so this could pretty much be his death here. But no! We do actually get metabolic boost going out there, and he skips over everything. He's going to go right for the mineral line. He now realizes there's absolutely no units on the map here, so he's pretty damn happy. Let's slow this down. It just looks too funny on 2 times when those dogs are... What the hell is he doing? He's going all the way around the map. So he's going back to base there. He's basically said, no, you don't have anything there, but that queen sure scared the shit out of him here. He's going all the way back. Double creep tumors here. He's going to move across the map here. I don't know if he thinks he's going to control this game now that he's basically seen his opponent Hashbrowns had nothing, but I mean, he came up here, bounced off of a building hatchery, came up to the main base, realized there was nothing there, came down to the expansion, realized there was nothing there, blew past this build, and not once did he kill any of those, because he could have killed each and every one of them except for maybe the ones that had the queens in them, with some good micro there. And a little bit of help from the drones here. I would have to imagine there is the infestation pit here. So if we take a look at our unit count here, and I'm going to have to imagine that infestors are building here. No! Infestor's coming out the other end as well here. He's getting the infestation pit. A little bit surprised that we do not have anything built out of Hashbrowns so far. Hashbrowns is saving up all the money in the world. Let's take a look at what his count is here. He does have 18. Wow, 18 larvae. And we're not building any infestors. He could build 18 infestors. Now, I am not too sure. I'm not a genius. I'm pretty damn close, but I'm not a genius. What is he doing? He could really be pumping out infestors here. There we go. I believe if we look at the production tab. What the... All right. Apparently, he's going 7 Vipers. Now, I'm not going to admit there's not only one way to do this build, but I think the Viper is a little heavy in there. I don't think you need 7 Vipers, to be honest. You want to be way heavier on your infestor count. In fact, I don't even think you're really going to want to use Vipers, especially when you're playing against Zerg, unless they're going to start bringing out altars and stuff. But even with that, I don't know if they're going to be a big use to your army. So this is fairly interesting. I'm actually very curious what he's going to do. I don't like the Viper part of it here. I don't think that's the smartest move. But at the same time, he might do good. And I'm definitely going to hope he ends up winning this here. There comes the Infestors there. And if we took... He's looking to Nidus his opponent. So SolidGold's looking to get a little bit of a smart ass here. And we are getting the Hydraless Den out for him as well. He's really going with everything. Wow, Roach Warren's coming out now. So... I think that he's building a little mix of everything here. He does have his third base up at the same time. So maybe he was interested in getting a long build going here. And there's the Roach Warren, there's the Nidus Canal, and there's the Hive. So wow, really teched himself up there fairly quickly here. We are getting some creep spread finally here. Like I said, I wouldn't mind. There he is, back up to 800 gas. Would not mind seeing the Infestors start pumping out. Needs a lot of Infestors in this army. You're going to have to drop down Infested Terran. Like there is nothing else on the map that you need to do. Just drop those like crazy with a ton of Infestors is really the only way you're going to be able to do this here. Let's take a look at production now. 5 more coming out, so very well done. This is going to get a fairly good build, but is it going to be too little too late? You can't let your opponent tech up all the way, because once your opponent does that, that's when you're going to be in very big trouble here. Does have one changeling on the map here. Changeling is sitting right here, so he does know exactly what he's up against. So he sees his all-infestor Viper. He's probably wondering what the hell his opponent's doing, and you should be if you see that build. Wow, look at this amount of... he's left to go Hydraless. Fairly interesting choice. But either way, it's going to be a good one here. It does have the Nidus network. I don't know if he knows what the Nidus network does, but either way, he's got it sitting at the main base here. Not entirely sure if he intends on using it or not, but either way, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. We can probably speed this baby up as both these guys are sitting there. Really needs to possibly look at getting rid of this, drop some infested Terran. I don't even know if they shoot air, do they? No, honestly, I don't use them enough, nor do I see them enough, so I'm not entirely sure. But either way, you might want to do something with this unit here if there's anything that you can actually launch at it with the infestors. That would be very handy. Let's see what he has here. Infested Terran, fungal growth, and does have the neural parasite. So very, very interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one that controls the other person. Fairly interesting. He says, haha, I'm gonna lose this. Ha ha ha. I think he's playing possum with him at this point in time because he does know exactly what he's up against. I'm pretty sure he feels pretty confident here. Let's see, he doesn't have any upgrades, so that's what I like to see. 0 upgrades is always impressive. Haha, I don't know, says Hashbrowns. Wow. But he's got triple Evo chamber. We do not screw around on this team here. Triple Evo chamber and is now getting upgrades. Okay, so he does know what upgrades are, so very well done there. It's going to be very interesting. Still only have 15 infestors. At this point in time, you really want to start spitting out infestors. And he is up against an opponent that he really could defeat quite easily. His opponent's only had 115 food. And like I say, is building some funny units. Has a lot of overseers on the map at the same time here. Has 4 overseers on the map, which is very interesting. So not entirely sure what's going to happen at this point in time. Both these guys are kind of at a standstill here. Hashbrowns is saving his money like there's no tomorrow. Has 20 infestors on the map at this point in time. There we go. Food count comes out again. He's spitting out some more, I would have to imagine here. Let's take a look. No, apparently we're building 26 drones. So he's going for the most macro-heavy game I've ever seen in my life. He's up 79 to 48 in drone count. Could be fairly interesting if he actually chooses to move out of this base here. 26 workers on the 24 needed there, so not too bad there. There goes all the drones here. They're going to get across the map here, and they're going to start going to work here. Now we have 20 infestors just sitting there doing nothing. And apparently the 17-minute mark is the mark that we're going to start building spine crawlers. So very interesting choice so far out of Hashbrowns here. I don't know. This could be an off race by him because he does seem fairly subtle on this. Is up to pretty much a max food count. 192 for food. Has 20 infestors and 8 vipers. Like I say, the vipers I'd almost avoid using them at all, unless you're playing against someone like Protoss where you can suck in some colossi or something like that. Against Zerg, not overly useful, especially when your opponent really doesn't have any sort of ultras or anything useful for you to pull in there. But either way here, he is getting upgrades left, right, and center, so I do like to see that. Getting upgrades for everybody. So basically, he is going to have a big free-for-all. He has a bit... What the fuck? Okay, we have a lot of spine crawlers coming to the map here for Hashbrowns. Very interesting. And he has maxed the army. So now it's going to get interesting. 30 infestors on the map here. So I think he's waiting for them all to recharge all their energy here. You can spit out infested Terran left, right, and center. Now, whether or not he is skilled enough to do so, I sure as heck hope so. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just very interested to see if you are skilled enough to start dropping those left, right, and center. You're going to be going in against a lot of Hydralisks here. Of course, infested Terran are expendable. He does have his Overlord party up here, so I do like to say that. Little party Overlords, they're all having drinks and drinking slime up there. I would have to imagine we're probably going to move out at some point in time, or maybe he thinks he can get higher than 200 in food. Well, actually, he went down to 191 because he's building as many spine crawlers as he can at this point in time. Not entirely sure why. Maybe he's looking to do the defensive move out where he actually fends it all off and then moves out after killing most of his opponent's army. Or maybe he's just looking for a use for all his money and his drones. Probably more of a use for his money here, trying to build as many spine crawlers as he can. And yeah, he's definitely got quite a few spine crawlers here. He even has some idle units over here. He could actually move out here. A few infestors here. Look like 4 infestors and 1 viper here. I kind of think he's trapped in here, and if he's trapped in here, that would be really shitty because you'd have to start wasting energy just to get something offensive or attack these with drones. But either way, definitely entertaining so far. We are going to get a 200 on 200 food army, I would have to imagine. That is barring these guys decide to spend their money at some point in time, which I'd have to imagine they will. Lots of infestors even hanging out up here. Does have 33 of them on the map now. 9 vipers on the map as well here. Like I say, vipers aren't going to do a lot against this type of army here, but either way, we are moving out here. Finally, the infestors are all going to party up here at the very top of the map here, or very bottom of the map, I guess we're at here. It's a big infestor party here. That's 816. That's 20 of those boys sitting here. There's 11 more somewhere on the map here. There's a few more over here. There we go. Might actually look to move out at this point in time. We can probably speed this baby up. Maybe we can get up to 4 times, because none of these guys seem intent on doing anything. Maybe they're just both testing the Zergs out, and this is a big test map by the two Blizzard employees. Maybe doing a great big test for the next patch. Who knows? But either way, we're going to sit back here, and there was actually an attack here. Something happened, and I missed it. I think it was a drone or something moving up here, but something got killed right here, as you can see here. Now I realize the amount of spine crawlers on the map. It's going to let to go around the top side here. Going to be a little bit sneaky, bringing overseers in the army, so that's a very smart move as well here. And we are 199 to 199 in food count. And here we go. This is going to be interesting. Does he know how to use these infestors? Here comes the attack. And I don't know if he thinks infestors just attack by themselves. What the Are you freaking kidding me? Are there people out there like this that do this normally? What the fuck is he doing? Alright, apparently he's dropping fungal growth. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's having some fun with those units. I don't even know if I can count this, you know. I don't know if I can count a game where you didn't validly beat your opponent and he just left. But either way, it was entertaining to me. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more attacking, but either way. You know, I really think Hashbrowns had no idea what to do when he seen that engagement. I think he just panicked and saying, why the hell aren't they shooting? Move, you fat blobs. I have no idea, but either way, that was funny. He's testing out all the cloud and everything else he can test out here. All right, I'll try and explain this to you. So the fungal growth will start causing these guys to lose hit points left, right, and center. You might even get some kills with it here. You can drop infested Terran. There's what you want to really start dropping. They're going to take a lot of shots. They're going to start shooting. And, of course, the cloud of smoke will disable any sort of shooting outside of it. So if you start launching that onto siege tanks and stuff, they can't hurt you at all. Just giving some tips. I'm not the best by no means, and I don't even play Zerg, but at the very least, I hope it helps you out with this challenge. Either way, you did succeed, so I will give you my congrats, Hashbrowns. My condolences to you, SolidGold. You make me laugh, son. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're going to fly in a plane, make sure you fly with the right breed of ant. Thanks so much for watching. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.